So we recently bought this nice old cottage. As you can see from the older pictures, needed quite a bit of work doing it. One of the first things that I wanted to do was the living room and deal with that fireplace that's in there. These are all the old photos. We've since put a new kitchen in, tiled the floors, found the original floor. So there's some images coming up, of the kitchen, the remodel that we did there. Really pleased with how that turned out. And did it all ourselves, we didn't get any tradespeople in to do it or anything like that. So if you look at this image that's coming up, you can see the fireplace is off to the right hand side. So this is what we were left with after we took everything down. So I've got some video here of me sort of ripping everything out. It's sped up because there's hours and hours and hours of it. I spent an entire day basically just removing that gas fire. Obviously it's been isolated properly by a gas engineer, and then this is me sort of taking away the back plate, to see what we've got going on in there, in the chimney. I couldn't wait to see what was up there. I wasn't sure what sort of thing we wanted to put in, but the first thing was to make it center. If you look there, you can see that it's off to one side, the right hand side, quite badly. So what the gentleman had done, that we bought the property off, he'd basically just done the easiest thing that he could do based on what was behind there, and he just put some bricks at either side, sort of created a hole, put a plate in place, put a fire in there, sealed everything, and then got it sorted out. This is me when I'm about halfway through. I would definitely say use a dust mask. I had a dust mask all the way through this. It was absolutely terrible. The dust was absolutely everywhere. So this is where I've pulled all the plasterboard off there, the framework's in there of the wood. I've taken all the bricks out of the way, and I'm just deciding what to do. Those bricks on the right hand side of where my hand is now, lower down, I actually ended up turning those long ways on and using it as a side wall to be able to actually use to plasterboard. So I took all the bricks away on the left hand side, and then I left those bricks but turned them on the right hand side and just really neatened everything up and repointed everywhere so that it was structurally sound, so that then obviously I could move forward. So this is basically how it looked, when we took all the plaster board off it. This is what we were left with, and you can see from the hearth there, the hearth finishes, because it was over to one side, the hearth finishes I think about 30 centimeters short, for where I needed it to be. So really all I'm doing is looking around here at the moment. I was thinking really about taking the red bricks away that are all around the chimney and everything, and going back to the original brick, with some lime mortar and things like that, and bringing that wall back. But it was a massive amount of work. So what I wanted to do was make everything safe, put a new frame up and everything, and then start putting some supports in it and start getting those red bricks out, the ones that are sort of sat on top of the ones that go across there, right across the fireplace. I didn't have any acros or anything like that. I didn't have a breaker or anything. I just had hand tools and a chisel, and I just got on with it really. It was hard work, it was dusty, dirty, but as long as you kept clearing up as you were going along, it wasn't too bad. So what you're seeing there really is what the gentleman probably had going on, when he purchased this, this cottage originally, way before I purchased it. The cottage is around 200 years old. So what I then decided to do was, I had some oak downstairs, which I went down and got. I cut to size. I got an oak RSJ in at the height that I wanted it to be, supported it, cemented around it. And then you can see then obviously that I plasterboarded it again. I'm not a professional, it's just some plasterboard. We then went with the Brickslips. So that's just Brickslip and that's tile adhesive. And then we pointed it. You can see those cables hanging down because I've ran the cables in, because then we put a fantastic TV in place. And I went with two lintels in the end because I want it to be a beefier. But I mean, if you look between the two things, it's absolutely fantastic. If you want anything in relation to what I used, the different tools or anything like that, by all means, sort of contact us, and I can tell you where I got the Brickslips from. I can tell you where, you know, I bought those tiles from. As I said, the oak was the oak that we had downstairs in the cellar. So we were really lucky we had that. We didn't have to pay for that. If you look at this image now, I've got my floor down, you know, I've got the tiles done, I've extended the actual hearth. Again, just a little bit of sand and cement, and I used pieces that I'd pulled out of the back of the fire, you know, to extend it a little bit. And then I'd actually been working on, at the same time, doing a very, very simple coffered ceiling. So you can see at the top now, you can see sort of the coffered lines, you know, of the ceiling, and that worked out really well. It looks really great now. But as I said, you know, originally I just pulled it all out, had a look at it, seen what the situation was. It was way off to the right hand side. Now you can see its centre, you know. I've already had it inspected and cleaned, and now we're looking at putting a log burner in there. We're going to get somebody to put a flue down, change the pot at the top because it's currently set up for a gas pot, but we need to be, you know, set up for a wood burner pot. I believe that's called a cowl. And then they're going to put all the equipment that I need in then to put a log burner in there. I've recently purchased an old Godin, French Godin fire. I'm just cleaning up the enamel on it, the paint on it, repainting it all, getting everything right before that goes in there. I'll probably do a video on that. I've got loads of footage on this and loads of pictures and all sorts of different stuff. So if there's anything that you want to see in particular about how I was doing mine, by all means give me a shout and I'll send you the footage. I'll send you a list of equipment that I purchased, you know, the slips and the mortar, and you know, where I got them from, where I found them to be the cheapest, you know, and anything like that. Leave me a comment below and I'll get it off to you. Thanks for watching.